What's up, everybody? This is Dave Taylor. Thanks for hanging out with us on YouTube. We are 3 minutes away from Fox 10 Talks. Ron Hoon and Celeste Rodriguez will be on. We'll also have executive producer Trenton Hooker coming on to talk about some news. We've got a great guest later on in the hour, medical director for USA Gymnastics, Dr. Shanyn Lancaster. We've got a great poll question. Was Clinton right? Should Biden not have run in 2024? Chime in. We'd love to hear from you. Remember to like and share this video so your friends and family can join us as well.
$10 Fox 10 Talks. And we have got a story for you. Talk about great detective work. Celeste, these porch pirates drive me nuts.
It's crazy. And the fact that he's done it so often.
Right.
And then
allegedly,
police and then police say that he actually has probably sold the items online.
Yes.
So people are purchasing potentially these items not knowing that they're actually stolen.
And the bottom line is this: Mesa, they got some great police detectives out there. They start doing the work, and man, they crack this case. What we're learning about it all coming up, that is how we are going to kick off Fox 10 Talks today. Now listen, we also have a bunch of, by the way, good morning. We have thousands of people streaming with us right now on the Fox Local app and on Roku and on Samsung TV and on YouTube.
Do you know who owns Roku or who just purchased Roku?
I heard that you did, Celeste, and I thought, what can't she buy?
That was part of my 2026 budget, Ron. I've been saving for years.
I'm worried about your shoe collection now. That's the thing I'm worried about.
I'll be wearing $2 flip-flops for decades.
Anyhow, okay, so yesterday we had the list of America's favorite fast food restaurants. Today we've got the list of America's favorite sit-down restaurants, and I've got opinions.
Yes.
And Celeste, I'm sure you will too. Plus, are laxatives good for your brain? Now, there are probably 100 different lines we could use, but we're not gonna.
They're good for a lot of things. Laxatives are good for a lot of things. They keep you feeling regular.
Yeah, they do.
But are they good for your brain?
That's what we're going to be asking. And then this trend about salting your feet. This is not just like bathing in Epsom salts. This is like covering your feet in salt. And the trend is that some people swear you can get better sleep by doing so. So that is going to be another one of the stories we are talking about this morning. Let me just roll that poll question out for you. Hillary Clinton says Biden made a bad mistake. In fact, she said it was a terrible mistake by running in 24. Is she right? 30% saying, yep. If he'd have stepped aside, a Democratic candidate would have won, but 70% are saying, yeah, she is right, but no matter who the Democrats chose, Trump would have won in a case like this. So let's do this. Let's jump right into this story out of Mesa. You have got to see the collection of cameras on people's front porches, Celeste. Mm-hmm. And so here's what we've learned so far. Police started to piece this whole thing together. They say that Luan Nguyen is the guy behind the serial thefts of more than 20 packages, or give or take around 20, starting at the end of March and running right into this month, the month of June. The losses, they said, were estimated at almost $3,000. Mm-hmm. And then look at what they did right here. So these are just a kind of collection of the various photographs, and then there's his mugshot right there. But this is really interesting, Celeste, because they were on it when it was time to make the arrest. Check this out.
This is Mesa Police Department. We know you're inside. Your apartment's completely surrounded.
Face away from me!
You need to walk backwards towards the sound of my voice.
Wow, how about that? Okay, I mean, they do not mess around, and when the police call out like that, you better comply and comply fast. What a story. So, once again, the arrest, Celeste, has been made. Mm-hmm. They think that he stole a bunch of, not only stole it, but then went online to, again, innocent until proven guilty, but to go ahead and try to make some money off of it.
I think it also lends kind of like, here's a lesson in all of this, not just for him, but something for the rest of us, that if something like this happens, share the video with your local law enforcement. Because what happened was every single person who was a victim shared this video, and then detectives were able to take a look at all the videos together and go, oh, hey, that guy looks like that guy, and it looks like that guy.
So brazen.
And so they were able to really work together. So I think that don't pawn it off as just like, oh, well, I'll reorder or call the company and maybe they'll replace it. But do that, of course. But then also call the cops.
Really good advice. Okay, happening live right now. President Trump is speaking overseas. We do have a report on this a little bit later, but he's now into the Q&A portion of the G7 meeting with the news conference. Let's dip in for a minute here. We'll hear what people are asking him from the press gathered around the world.
Sitting down to talk and make the deal. And the second question is...
Okay, let me answer the question.
Okay.
So I think China's been terrific. I told you that before. They could have been bad. They could have sent in to try and block or break the blockade. They could have sent in an oil ship with 6 destroyers alongside of it on each side. They didn't do that. President Xi helped me. He tried to help, and I think he probably helped get it solved. You know, they get 50% of their oil from that location. So that wasn't that easy. President Xi was fantastic. He tried to help me solve it. And he didn't give any big weaponry. I guess we'll find something somewhere along the line. But he didn't give any big weaponry, I can tell you that. No, I think China I couldn't ask for much more. Again, they were impacted because they get more than 50% of their oil from the Hormuz Strait.
Yeah, there you go with the president. You can watch the whole thing. It's been going on for a long time, and will continue, I do believe, on our other YouTube channel. And that's an excellent point that's being made right there, Celeste, because I read a story yesterday that in Asia, they are now that they've realized how vulnerable they are, they're looking for new sources of energy, and never again will they become so dependent on the Strait of Hormuz.
It's interesting, yeah. I mean, 20% of the world's oil flows through that 21-mile strait. It's wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, Trenton joins us now. Good morning,
good to
Trent.
see you, buddy.
Good morning, Ron and
Good
Celeste.
morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah. So you're more a part of our team. Go ahead.
Right. I was just going to comment about something I thought was a little bit comical, but the Mesa package story that we just showed. the video from the police department, the public relations, it looks like a Hollywood movie. Do we really need a Hollywood movie every time we're watching an arrest?
Yeah.
It looked like something out of Michael Bay.
I don't know.
Play that video.
Let's call Mesa Police and find out if they've hired a couple of Hollywood
Porch
stars.
They just made a visit to the studio yesterday. Actually, there's somebody in the chat who actually agrees with you on this. So we have Billy says, seems like an expensive waste of resources to pick this guy up. I mean, SWAT, really? So I think you're not alone, because it did look a pretty fancy. They put some work into that.
I just want to know what he was doing with all the packages. I have to know. Was it retail theft?
Well, was
he going through people's mail? Was he looking for,
It makes you think that maybe when you go to purchase something on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or any of those sites, when it says new inbox,
right,
you think, oh, it made me think,
new?
How new? Was it like last night in my neighborhood, 4 houses down, or what was it?
I know it.
Yeah, and who you're buying it from.
Hey, by the way, the reason we asked Trenton to join us, there are a couple of stories that were breaking this morning, and I know you've been kind of digging into them.
Yeah, so the biggest one, there was a body found in the Grand Canal. So this is 23rd Ave and Indian School. Phoenix police first got the report around midnight, person floating in the water face down. Firefighters arrived and they saw this person in the canal, but because of the conditions of the water that were there, Phoenix, actually, the police, the dive team, had to come in and recover that person from the water. Now, they haven't identified the person yet, but they don't suspect foul play as far as how they died, but that's still going to be determined by detectives and forensics teams.
Sad deal. I mean, yesterday we had a story of a body in the lake up at Lake Pleasant, now this canal. And that's not the only one you're looking at.
No. You were actually covering this one yesterday when it happened with a woman who was driving. There she is, 27-year-old Camry. What's her last name? Excuse me. The mother, actually, she was driving a vehicle. Her baby was in the back seat. It was a DUI case where she was actually operating the vehicle under the influence, crashed into a 36-year-old man who was walking near the road of 56 Ave in McDowell just a little bit after 2:30 in the morning. Now, the baby's okay, but that man was injured in that. So has been facing charges now, along with the impairment in the deadly crash. West Phoenix.
Wow.
Very sad case.
That's right.
Every time a child's involved.
It really is. That little newborn baby now given over to the rest of the family, right? Other family members.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty poor decision making there. By the way, before we go to break, I'm sure you guys have looked at the 10-day. And Father's Day, we have a cooling trend.
We do, which is the bright spot of the 10-day.
Yeah,
no tears yet. No tears.
Down, Trenton, for the next few days.
Much needed.
Yes.
Buc-ee's is opening
That's
soon,
right.
so everyone's excited.
Yeah.
By the way, we flew our drone yesterday.
Wow.
Just to get, and that's coming up later this morning, what it looks like right now.
It's primed, ready to go.
Yeah.
They're getting the beaver nuggets ready.
Yeah, they are. So let me ask you this, Trenton, because you were in Houston. Is the muggy heat versus the dry heat? Like it was 112 yesterday. Your thoughts?
Man, the dry heat's great out here in Arizona comparatively, but I really felt like I was back in Houston yesterday when I was by the asphalt, just beaming off the surface.
And it was muggy.
Horrible, horrible. I was like, I'm back. Can't get away from it. The hell.
Well, the thing about it is were we 111 yesterday?
112.
112. And we're going to dip all the way down to 105 for Father's Day.
Yeah.
So you can still barbecue outside, maybe not in the heat of the day, but
small blessings.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then next week we have a 113.
Yeah.
In the forecast.
Let's see if it changes. You never know.
See,
that's someone who grew up here who loves it.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like Celeste should be like a pop-up. Remember when they used to do pop-up videos where something would just pop up at the corner, and Celeste could jump in right when Crystal's laying down the law.
Yeah.
It's like a 113 coming up, and then here comes Happy Celeste.
Voice of positivity.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's been worse. Right. At least it's not going to be 122.
Exactly.
Did you see yourself playing that role?
Probably. I just go like this.
Okay, Trenton, thank you
guys.
for jumping
Good to see
in.
you,
By
buddy.
the way, coming up next, We have plenty we want to talk about, including, you guys, this new list of America's favorite restaurants. Sit down.
Yeah.
I like this list. It might be a little controversial.
Maybe you're going there for Father's Day.
Right.
Maybe you're going to take Pops there.
Yeah, forget the barbecue.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see, what else do we have coming up here? We also have a little more on what the president's been saying. We're going to dig into our poll question today. And we do have that video that Trent was just talking about regarding Buc-ee's. They're getting ready for us.
By the way, this is your mystery camera preview. We'll do the big reveal at 10:30. Trenton, thank you, buddy.
Thanks,
so good
guys.
to see you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is a live look at your mystery camera this morning. We know that plenty of you are, you tuned in just for the mystery camera. We're going to do the big reveal at 10:30. But for right now, this is kind of a sneak peek, so you can take a look and kind of noodle it around upstairs and kind of figure out, okay, what does this look like?
You got to go upstairs for this one.
You got to hit that brain. You got to be a brainiac.
Wow.
It looks very mountainous, maybe like a hilly of sorts, and yellow. So maybe it's hot there. I don't know.
It does look yellow. There was a Coldplay song by the very same
What
name.
is happening here?
It's actually one of their great songs. I can't believe that song is like 20 years old.
Oh, my
already.
goodness.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's Ron and Celeste. This is Fox 10 Talks. We have thousands of people joining us, streaming from all over the world. Matter of fact, I think we just had somebody saying hi from Texas, from just outside of Houston.
Yeah, Anita, I just reached out in the chat. So what's it like there? She said, I'm in Pasadena, which is just outside of Houston.
Yeah.
And she said it just stopped to rain. She says the rain is gone and the sun is out and she is good. And she said, good
Nice.
morning, everyone. So Anita Villarreal, good morning and welcome to the chat.
All right, so let's talk just a little bit about this. There is a petition now. You know, nowadays you can do petitions online, and so it just goes haywire. I mean, it can go thousands or tens of thousands in almost no time. Now there's a petition to rename a street in Chicago where the Trump International Hotel and Tower sits. So it's been a long time since I've been to Chicago, Celeste, but this obviously is a very prominent building right there along the Chicago River.
Yes.
And so I guess some people are upset about the fact that the name of the street right there where Trump Tower is Barack Hussein Obama Avenue.
Oh.
And so
interesting.
Yeah. Anyhow, the former president is from Chicago, where he served as a city alderman, and so they, the whole idea is to, I guess what they've done is it's Wabash Avenue.
Yeah.
And so, now it's all politicized. And so we'll see what happens there. But did you realize this unique looking Obama Presidential Center, have you seen the images of it?
No.
It looks like a giant mold of clay that's like 100 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
It's really unusual looking. But anyway, his presidential center is opening on Friday. So that's one of the stories that we found kind of interesting. In the meantime, Celeste, what is the president saying today? We've been monitoring. Do you realize? I don't know. Can we? Okay, those images have gone away. But Marco Rubio and Howard Lutnick, Celeste, have had to stand there for about an hour while the president's been speaking.
Wow. I wonder if you think their legs are falling asleep? They're like, come on, sir.
Wouldn't you like to see a few deep knee bends?
Maybe.
Let a Lutnick lead the exercise?
Maybe like a, stretch or,
Sure. Maybe hand it off. Let Rubio take a few of the
I will say, though, Rubio was out at one of the World Cup games.
Yeah.
Did you see that video of him? I forgot what game it was. It might have been when the USA was playing. I'm not sure. But anyways, he looked pretty comfy, so he gets to sit a lot of times. He was sitting in the stands.
Sure. It's good. It's good to stand and work those glutes.
It is. Tighten, squeeze.
There you go. So anyway, here is kind of the main highlight of what the president had to say. He's been over there in France at the G7.
Deals are amazing. I've done them all my life. I've gone into deals that were 100% and they don't happen. I've gone into deals that there was no chance of getting them done, and it happens, and they happen easily. So you never know with deals, do you? But you're going to find out pretty soon. I think it'll be done. They want to sign. They want to get back to a normal life. We hit them very hard. Don't forget, people talk about when this started. This didn't start 3-4 months ago. This started years ago when I took out Soleimani. That was a big event. There are those that say it was the biggest event in the Middle East in 50 years. So we took him out, and they became a much different country. And then I terminated the JCPOA, that's Barack Hussein Obama's horrible deal, that gave them a nuclear weapon. And I terminated it, and I stopped it. And then I stopped it a second time with the B-2 bombers. And these are all major events in the history of the world, in my opinion, because it prevented them from having a nuclear weapon. And now we're going to do it again, and we're going to see how it works out. So this is a memorandum of understanding, but it's a very strong one. This isn't just like a 2-paragraph. This is a long, pretty detailed memorandum that goes into a regular contract. I would think they would do it. If they don't, then that's okay. We'll have to start the process again. And we don't lose. We have the greatest military in the world. We have the greatest blockade. The naval blockade was 100% effective. And again, they have no Navy. They have no Air Force. All bombed out. I don't want to say the leaders, but first level of leader, gone. Second level of leaders, gone. Some of the third level of leaders, gone. And they want to make a deal. They are so ready to make a deal.
So there was a little more on what he was saying about Iran. Apparently things are still... the thing that surprises me, Celeste, is every time so far that we've been on the verge of a deal,
right?
What does Iran do? They fly their drones and try to hit one of our helicopters.
Yeah.
Or
another country.
Or another country. Or they'll go after a ship out there in the strait.
Yeah.
It's been so quiet. It makes you feel like they are actually apparently willing to try to make this deal happen. We'll find out on Friday.
Well, it's interesting, too, how the World Cup, I think, might play into a little bit of what we're witnessing.
Okay.
Well, because the team from, was it Iran? Which one was the one they were practicing in Tucson? They went to Tijuana.
Yes.
And they were not going to be able to play, or there were questions about whether or not they were going to be able to play. Yeah. And then this potential peace agreement was announced just several hours before their first match took place in Los Angeles. Yeah. So I think you have the world watching what's happening, not just in the United States, but you have fans from all around the globe who are here or watching from their home countries. And so if Iran was not able to compete, then it made you think, what's really happening?
It's a good point.
So I wonder how that's working.
Also, I was not aware until, more of it's come out now that all these other Gulf nations are basically joining forces with the U.S. against Iran, saying you have to do this, right?
Yeah.
And so that's pretty smart negotiating. It kind of makes it feel like it's 20-1, not just one versus one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So then, what about, since we were talking about the president for a minute there, Hillary Clinton's comments yesterday, Celeste, sure got a lot of people talking. She was asked on stage this question: was it a mistake for Joe Biden to run back in 24?
Did he make a terrible mistake?
He made a terrible mistake. He made a terrible mistake for himself, his legacy, and for the country. He had said that he would not run again. And, counterfactual narratives are always a bit tricky. But I believe if he had kept to that plan and said in, say, the late summer of 23 that he wasn't going to run, that he was going to pass, the torch to the next generation, we would have had a real contest. And very sadly, I believe whoever emerged from that contest, whether it was the vice president or a governor or a senator or anybody else, would have beaten Donald Trump.
Okay, so now people are talking about it. And here is our poll question. We have two options for you. You can go onto YouTube and vote, or you can grab this QR code. The numbers are different primarily if you're watching us streaming-wise. About the only way to vote in this poll is to actually be watching our show. Yeah. Then we put it out on YouTube.
Correct. And
you can... the poll question could be voted on by anybody in the world, any country in the world. So right now, 19% are saying, yeah, she's right. If he'd have stepped aside, a Democratic candidate would have won. I don't know if that would have been Kamala Harris or if it would have been Gavin Newsom.
Or Hillary.
Oh.
Maybe she made that statement indicating that he muddied the waters and didn't allow her to run.
I like your thinking. 81% say, yeah, but you know what? It was already going to be a Trump victory, and still nobody voting for. She's actually wrong. Biden had policies that were popular, and if he had been allowed to run right until November, he would have won. We all remember Nancy Pelosi. Remember, she showed up at the House, drove out there, and she wouldn't say the word she exactly used, but she said, I did what had to be done to get him out.
Yeah.
Right. So could have been some strong language.
I kind of feel bad about him. I kind of feel sad for him. You know what I mean?
Hey, he's still living on the beach in Delaware.
Well, he's in Rehoboth.
Right.
All right. Do you want to take a look at the poll question on YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that. About 727 votes right now, and 40% of you say yes, if he'd stepped aside, a Democrat candidate would have won. Although winning right now, 53% of you say yes, but no matter who the Democrats chose, Trump would have won. So there's a quick look at your YouTube. Are we going to go to Big D?
Yeah, let's do it. I know he's been looking through the comments.
The people have been protesting for you.
One thing I want to say, if you really want to vote in that QR code poll, just bookmark fox10phoenix.com/poll. It's always going to be there. We update it every day right around probably 9 or 9:30 a.m. But I really want to read this one comment. Jehovah's Thickness on YouTube says, "Hi, former Trump supporter turned disillusioned with all of it guy here. The Dems would have lost no matter who they chose due to the fact that during their tenure in the White House, nothing improved, nor were any of them offering any policy changes to improve inflation or interest rates. They focused almost solely on social issues, which was a losing proposition for two reasons. One, conservatives and most independents disagree with their stance on social issues. Two, those who do agree were still suffering under the same economy. It's likely the House will flip this year because Trump also has failed to improve the economy and may lose 2028 due to his starting another unnecessary war and abandoning his populist conservative platform. It's concerning that the nation keeps flipping back and forth. It means that the people are not happy with government at all. This is one of the seeds sown that ends the empire." Really thoughtful comment. Keep them coming, guys. We love hearing from you.
Thank you, Big D. Guess what now, Celeste?
Mystery camera time.
Plus, you'll see the video right over the top of Buc-ee's. You don't want to miss that if you're excited like we are. How's it coming along? All right, it is time, but we're about to hit the buzzer and lock you out. We need your guesses now.
You will be locked out soon.
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's see what you have. There's a lot of great guesses in there. So we've got Louis Gonzalez says Kentucky. We've got a Wyoming or Colorado from Linda Montrose. She's like 50-50. We've got an Oregon from Troy. Colorado from K Turbo. Ron, what are you going with?
Boy, the thing is, like you just said, it's so yellow. This is the thing that has me perplexed. I think I'm just because I have, when you drive around Colorado and you're up against the Front Range, it kind of has this foothill type look. So I think I will go Colorado.
I might go with B. Miguel with California. There's been a few times where I've been up near like Napa Valley or Sonoma or outside of Oakland.
Yes.
And you're driving like outside there in the valley, out not near the water as much, and it does look pretty yellow.
I could also see this being like Southern Oregon, up there around Medford and Ashland and Grants Pass, but I think, no. I think I'm going to stick with my original guess, Celeste. Colorado.
Okay, where's the little, here it is, I found it. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your answer for your mystery camera. It is Roseburg, Oregon.
Oh, it is Oregon. Let's go back.
Oh, so I have a great story about Roseburg. I have never been there, but I have a girlfriend who, when I was working in Boise and TV there, she was a photojournalist, and she said, I want to be on air. I want to go back and do something. So she went back to Roseburg.
Okay.
She worked in the bureau there, and her name's Kim Stark. We're still
Tell me she's
very
at the network.
She decided to be a mom and stay home, and she does voice work now. It's all voice work. Okay. But she started as a photographer, and now she's in Roseburg, and she speaks so highly of that community.
Oh, it's
she
really
loves
beautiful.
it there.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Every summer, my dad was a high school basketball coach in Washington, and every summer we would drive all the way down to Ashland, Oregon, for a week of kind of sporting fun. For FCA, Fellowship for Christian Athletes, very well-known group, and we'd always stop at a burger joint in Roseburg. I wish I could remember the name, but it's right off the I-5 there. It is. You're right. It is really pretty.
And you know what? FCA is alive and well today in high schools around the nation, Ron.
Yes, it is.
Including here in the Valley.
Okay, so there you go. There's Roseburg. Now,
congratulations if you were a winner.
You had a couple of people you wanted to say hi to.
Oh, yes. Ashany is in the chat this morning, and we want to say happy birthday to her grandmother. Today is her birthday. Nice. And Ashany, I'm not sure if you're new to the chat, but we want to welcome you here. We have Emperor Ivan, Burger Boy, we have Lil Philosophy, Mr. Pavoline here as well, Linda Monterth. We have a lot of people in the chat. It's a chatty chat this morning.
Great. Hey, one other thing, as promised here, and by the way, we got a great guest coming up for you in about 60 seconds. But look at the glory that is 100 gasoline pumps. It's really quite incredible. Oh, look, the signage is up for Bucky the Beaver himself. And we're getting ready. It's June, I think it's the 22nd.
Yeah,
right?
It's on Monday. And we're going to have continuous coverage from 4:30 a.m. until, until noon, Ron.
Okay.
We're going to have continuous coverage. And I believe you can park. I believe they open their doors. They open their parking lot at Bucky's at midnight on Monday morning. And so you can actually head on in, but I believe they open their doors at 6.
Okay. So if you're a super fan,
you can head
better
in.
Get out there around midnight.
And then you just sleep there until they open.
The lines. We could have a little wager going about how long that line's going to be.
And it'll probably, I'm guessing, bleed onto the freeway because Buc-ee's is right off the 10.
Oh, that's right.
You
they
know?
do have like a separate traffic pattern for these first few weeks.
They do.
Because they know they're going to get inundated. Anyway, we have Dr. Shanyn Lancaster joining us now. She, for many years, was the head team physician at ASU. And also, you are still, I believe, the medical director for USA Gymnastics, correct?
Oh, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
Yeah.
We thought it would be kind of fun to bring you in and just talk a little bit. We're all watching the World Cup. A lot of these games are on Fox 10 TV. That's why we're over on Channel 45 today. And maybe it's going to inspire people to spend a little bit more time working out, maybe even play soccer. But then what happens? We have to go straight to the ER and check on how many weekend warrior injuries we have.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I really do hope that all of this high-level activity does inspire people to move, because I believe that movement is medicine. But we want to do it safely, and we want to keep people active and healthy and doing all the things that they love.
How do we ease into a workout if we have been a little lackluster lately? And how important is stretching before, after? And we know drinking lots of liquids and water is important, but when should the stretching come, and how should we ease in?
Yeah, I think the best tool for injury prevention isn't something fancy. It really boils down to 4 different things. Number one, it's preparation. So we spend a lot of time during the week sitting, and with that, our bodies compensate. Our hip flexors get tight. We spend time on our phones, and our thoracic spines get tight, which change movement patterns. So we want to get up and moving a little bit more. The next thing is warming up. So unlike
Nobody likes to do that.
I know.
I just want to get right into those jump lunges.
I go to the gym and I'm right on the bench. And I'm like, here, I'm going to pump as much iron as I can.
Right?
But that's a mistake.
Yes.
It's very true. You know, my 7-year-old can run right from the car into sprints at soccer practice. He can get right into it. And really what I've found is that going from the car into activity is not ideal.
Yeah.
So we need some time doing a proper warm-up, some stretching, some just elevating our heart rate, preparing our bodies for that movement is very important. The third thing is hydration. We know that hydration increases fatigue, which can also increase discoordination, which makes you a little bit more clumsy, which makes those injuries more prone to happen. And then the last thing is increasing your duration, your intensity, your mileage slowly. So you want to make sure that you start low and you go slow. Typically, if someone is a runner, then I'm going to ask that they increase their distance by about 10 or 15% every week. So don't just go out there and try to run that marathon or that 5K. You want to slowly progress into that.
That's good to know.
I was just talking to a coworker friend of mine, and she had this big bottle of water. I really wanted to hone in for a second on hydration.
Yes.
Because she's like, I'm committed to drinking a gallon of water every day. But then I read reports that sometimes people almost consume too much water. Now, on the other hand, I go home and my wife's like, did you hydrate? Did you got to have your electrolytes. That the most important thing is the electrolytes. I have all this coming in, and I'm glad we got an expert.
Yes, that's a great question. You know, the National Institute of Health did a study a few years ago, and they looked at 11,000 subjects, and they followed serum sodium, which is a marker for hydration. And they found that those who are underhydrated or dehydrated actually have an increased risk. They age biologically quicker than their chronological age.
Oh, interesting.
Which puts them more at risk for chronic disease and early death. So absolutely, hydration is super duper important. The challenge in Arizona is that when we're outside, we don't necessarily sweat as much as we do in other parts because the hydration, the humidity is so low in the air. And so really staying on top of hydration becomes important. You can overhydrate, and what happens then is you get too much of just the water and not enough of the extra stuff that is in there, and then that can cause problems too because the serum sodium can go too low and cause issues. So the electrolytes are important, but in general, replacing fluids, I typically like to think about take your body weight, cut it in half, and that should be the minimum as far as how many ounces you need a day.
Okay, let's all reveal our body weights, and then we'll do the math live right here on the show.
Let's do it, Ron.
Dave, are you on board with my concept here? Or?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Of course. Dave, the ultimate team player. Okay, so you take your body weight, divide it by half, and then do what?
And then that's the number of ounces as a minimum that you need to survive. So if you're
with electrolytes, not just the water.
So typically, if you're not doing exercise over an hour, you don't necessarily need to add electrolytes back in because you are going to get sodium through food and through other ways, but just from a minimum. So if you're a 120-pound woman, you would need at least 60 ounces per day. The old adage about eating or having 8 ounce glasses of water per day doesn't necessarily fit because people come in all shapes and sizes, and so it really needs to be more specific. So starting with the basics of how much you need, but then know that you're losing water just walking to your car, doing other things, being outside in the heat. And so being able to manage that a little bit better becomes important.
You know what I think is interesting is that you really helped a lot of college students. You in fact were an athlete as well, a gymnast, and you really have helped.
Gophers.
Go Gophers.
Goldie the Gopher in Minnesota.
That's right.
You said the real U of M. That was during commercial break for all of you watching. But I think for a lot of us, when we have young children, you think, okay, at halftime we're going to have orange slices and grapes. But as a college student or in high school, should you also still have those types of snacks at halftime?
Well, definitely adding in some carb can really help give a little bit of an energy boost for the second half. But the truth is that hydration shouldn't just start at the time of the event. It really should be the lead up through the week. Because if you start an event just barely hydrated, you're going to fall into losses this pretty quickly, and you're never going to be able to drink as much as you need. You're going to end up with that sloshy feeling in your stomach. So really making sure you stay hydrated through the week becomes really important.
Okay.
And then would you say, let's say you're motivating people right now, they're watching. We have thousands of people watching us all over the world as we stream. And they say, okay, I'm going to get serious about this. I'm going to get off the couch. Maybe I used to work out years ago. What do you think is the ideal blend of aerobic work versus working on your muscle groups?
Yeah, for cardiovascular health, we know that 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week is ideal. And then add into that at least 2 days of strengthening and some flexibility sessions as well. The thing, though, is that adding in short breaks during the day, when we sit for 40 hours a week, our muscles get tight. So if you can stop and take a walking break, or if you can't do that, take a standing break, and just think about stretching out those hip flexors, stretching out your thoracic spine. Just get your body prepared, because really it's as little as 20 minutes per day cumulatively that can make a difference.
We were saying it could work for Rubio and Lutnick.
Yeah, and you know we can bring
for an hour.
We can bring a yoga mat over here to work.
There you go. Anyway, thanks so much. Come be a guest again here on Fox 10.
Yeah, Shannon, thank you.
So much.
That was so great.
All right, and then coming up next, you might be surprised which music legend is turning 83 today. Plus, what about this new trend of salting your feet?
Speaking of salt,
for better sleep.
We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. 10:45 this morning, and we want to give a big shout out. I know you guys are really chatting about this whole water situation and staying hydrated. Dave Brousseau says water, coffee, milk, any other liquids will hydrate you just fine. He buys water when it's on sale at Fry's, Ron.
Okay.
Or at Costco when he heads there as well. I think it's like $3.99 for a big case.
Every once in a while, I'll go to Safeway and get the Refreshe.
Ooh, nice. That's very fancy.
Thank you. I also like the Sam's Club water. You can buy it at Walmart.
You can, absolutely. And then Dave Brousseau says, yeah, $3.99 for a 40-pack. And K Turbo says he's talking about Shannon, the doctor that we just had in. He said, this little lady really gets it. She knew what she was talking about. She really was a wealth of knowledge.
Right.
And what a life she lives. She got to be like a team doc for Arizona State University for all of the athletics.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
That's so great. Hey, so thanks for saying hi. And for everybody watching on all the various streaming platforms, we appreciate you. Welcome aboard. If you want to say hi in the chat on YouTube, you will find it to be the friendliest online family, I think we could say. Anywhere out there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, super cool. Okay, so this story about laxatives for memory or for your brain health overall, here we go.
This kind of makes sense.
So it says that the laxatives have a positive effect. Researchers at the University of Birmingham and the University of Oxford studied those who took prucalopride, which is a drug that treats constipation. They found it activates a serotonin receptor in the gut connected to the brain to increase how fast the bowels work and empty. And the more primed that pump is, if you want to call it like that, they found that it's noticeable that the mind works better too.
Yeah, it said that people performed faster on cognitive tests in terms of focus and attention span, planning, short and long-term memory, emotional cognition tests. And it said it also may help with depression. I mean, if you think about it, it makes a bit of sense. I mean, it's our body's way of getting rid of trash.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure it is.
When you go. And so if you get rid of the trash more often, then, your body's lighter and maybe you're thinking clearer.
We are more of a PG show, Celeste, and you're handling it perfectly.
Thank you, Ron.
There are a lot of lines we could use here that, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, number one, number two.
Okay. That's right. We are, by the way, Celeste and I are both, we're co-equal number ones here on this show. It's not the Ron show. It's not the Celeste show.
No.
It's Ron and Celeste.
I was actually...
And Big D.
I was thinking it's Big D's show, actually.
No, this is a collaborative team effort.
Yes,
we all love each other very much.
You know who else's show it is? Isabella.
Hey, Belle.
Hi.
Okay, so we want to loop you in on this conversation. Ready? Here we go. So the story is out this morning. Yesterday we were telling you all about the top drive-through restaurants in America, fast food. And Chick-fil-A's fallen into number 2. We still love Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yes.
But Jersey Mike's that's a really good sandwich. So if you're ready, you guys, I'm going to unveil the list, and you can just, I'll keep the mics open. Dave, we can open your mic too, see if you kind of agree or disagree or have opinions, because
that is a large yes.
Number 1 is Texas Roadhouse.
Yes.
Oh.
How about that?
Yeah. Bells, have you been there?
I have.
And
I love it.
Yeah, the rolls, right? The rolls are so
The rolls.
good.
I fill up on the rolls.
Butter?
Cinnamon butter. And they have a really good, I always get the chicken.
Yeah.
A lot of other people in my family get the steak, but I get the chicken and it's perfectly seasoned.
And you can, and if you want a steak, oh, by the way, Olive Garden is number 3.
Bravo.
Okay,
The breadsticks.
just trying to match the video.
Yes, the salad, the endless salad and soup.
Cheesecake Factory, just jumping around a little bit. Texas Roadhouse number 1, Cheesecake number 2.
Okay.
Olive Garden number 3, Applebee's number 4, and Chili's number 5. Renee and I just went to the Chili's up in the Rim Country this last weekend.
And what did you order?
So we both went with a steak. But here's the thing: if you go to Texas Roadhouse or you go to Chili's, you don't have to pay $40 for a steak.
No, and it's still
you can get them for like $18.
And it's delicious.
It's such a better way
deal.
to go. And the people are friendly, and you can really get a decent steak.
Do you like a good A1 sauce? I love A1.
No, I am not an A1 guy, Celeste.
I love me a good
Dave?
A1 or Heinz.
Are you an A1 type of guy?
No, I like it, just the beautiful, fresh flavors of that steak.
Yeah.
It brings it to life.
Do you
Brian
have...
was also shaking his head.
Yeah, okay. Celeste, you're outnumbered here.
I'm sorry, but I love a good sauce. Fry sauce.
A good sauce.
A1.
Yeah.
Tartar.
So, Dave, what about that whole list? Do you have a favorite of Texas Roadhouse, Olive Garden, Applebee's, Chili's, Cheesecake? Any of those
I
really
would
speak
opt
to
for
you?
those first three. I think the first three are my favorites of the list.
Okay.
Texas Roadhouse is delicious. I like it there because you buy one meal and pretty much it's like two. You know, they serve them big, so
that's
it's
the
delicious.
thing. At Chili's,
Twofer.
we couldn't finish, so you had your meal all set for tomorrow and the next day
Yeah.
too. I thought it was really good. Bella, what's your favorite on that list, or do you have a different one?
My favorite is going to be Texas Roadhouse and then Olive Garden. Yeah, I like those. Cheesecake Factory is good, but I feel like I'm consuming more calories than I'm supposed to have for the day. You see the nutrition labels on them, and it's like 3,000 calories. It's a lot.
Those nutrition labels, that's trouble, Celeste.
Yeah, and then if you want a cheesecake, oh boy.
Oh, watch
like
out.
500 calories.
Good point. Okay, so let's see what else is on this list. We basically gave you the top 5. Here's the
Yes.
next 5. Is Longhorn Steakhouse. We don't have a lot of those around here.
Not as many. Not as many.
Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, we have some of those.
Cracker Barrel, thank you.
Finally.
In at number 8. And then Red Robin.
I love
Those are
Red Robin.
good
Yes.
burgers.
And they have, it's not just the burgers, it's the bottomless fries.
Those fries are so good at Red Robin.
Yes, at Red Robin. They have that little seasoning on the table. It's so good.
By the way, let's see if people are joining in on the...
So Mr. Pavline says, I love Texas Roadhouse.
K Turbo is saying, oh yeah, love me a good Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse. This is good, you guys. All right, it's good to have that kind of feedback. And number 10 is the Buffalo Wild Wings.
And I'm glad that Mr. Pavline threw in there a Jersey Mike's. He says he loves also. Dave Rousseau says, I used to like Outback. Tell us who you like now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and Linda Montour says she's not a steak person, but she orders shrimp instead at Texas Roadhouse, and it's just as good.
Okay, so there you go. We love your feedback on
good
all
stuff.
of that for sure. But then there's another story, Celeste. I thought this was really interesting. If I told you that Barry Manilow's having a birthday, and you wanted to guess what age he is, I was really surprised. And we're going to reveal it here in about 10 seconds. But how old would you guess?
I'll go
Barry is?
65.
65. Social Security just kicking in. I hear you, Celeste. Okay, it turns out that Barry Manilow, ladies and gentlemen, having a birthday, and he is. Just want to make sure I get this correct here. Ready? Because we had our friends over at Gemini help us. Ready? Here we go.
Oh.
Barry, happy birthday, Barry.
83?
Manilow turns 83.
Wow. What a birthday bash.
How about that?
Yes. And we were invited to the birthday bash.
Okay.
Wow. That's a big deal.
Okay. So this then prompted a whole nother conversation that we would love to get your feedback on, everybody, which is, can you name an artist that is your favorite who is 70 or older and is still going strong?
Oh, good question.
Okay, now let's just see, Celeste.
Let's check into it. Do you have an answer, Ron?
I do have, I have the whole list here.
Oh, you have a list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
And I think you guys are all going to be on board with this. Number 1 on the list, Paul McCartnney.
Oh, yeah.
He's 84. He played out at the Desert Diamond Arena out there at Westgate City Center.
Yes.
More than 10 years ago, I want to say now. Maybe 15 years ago. He was in his 60s at the time, and I was so impressed with him. But he's 84.
Wow.
So
he looks so good.
Name on the list.
He looks so
here.
good.
I think what I'll do, you guys, is give you, this is the list that came out. A few other names that are on it.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder.
Oh, so good.
76. Bruce Springsteen, 76. Dolly is 80. We know that, right? She just had a birthday. And how about Lionel Richie? He's 76. And Billy Joel is 77. I could keep going down this list. Elton John has kind of wrapped up his concert-making career, but he'll be 80 next year.
Wow.
He's 79
That's
years
a
old.
really good list.
Yeah.
So there was a big comedy special. Stevie Wonder was on it, and I want to think I think it was Dave Chappelle's, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
And he was in this big room, and and this was just recently, a couple weeks ago, and he still lights up the stage.
Yes.
And he was making jokes. He's like, y'all look pretty good.
And the audience is like, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, but you sound better.
Well, you know what? I love it. I saw a quote the other day from a guy who said, I still love what I do, and I'm going to keep doing it because that's what keeps you young.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Hey, before we go,
Great
Celeste,
names.
we've been talking about this all hour, so let's get right to it. Our Celeste story of the day today had to do with putting salt on your feet for better sleep.
Don't we all want to sleep better?
Yes.
I mean, who
we're
out there-
willing to try anything.
We are. If you have what helps you sleep at night? Maybe you want to throw that in the chat. We would love to hear what helps you sleep at night. I have a Nod Pod, which is like this little heavy blanket for my eyes.
Okay.
My girlfriend bought it for me, and I was like, "What is this?" She's like, "I love it, and I use it, and it really works."
Yeah.
But listen, this could be something a little bit less expensive if you don't want to buy something like that. A new TikTok trend promises self-care and a better night's sleep. We're talking about salting your feet. So it's pouring Epsom or unrefined salt onto items like baking sheets, and then you step on it, and then maybe you shuffle your feet around a little bit. It helps shift the nervous system into rest mode, curbing cortisol, according to some of the followers and some of the experts. So they say it exfoliates your feet, which that is something you probably knew already. But one of the big things is reducing inflammation. So many doctors we talk to on a regular basis say the root cause of so many different illnesses is inflammation.
Sure.
So they say this could actually help. So if you try it, let us know. And just don't use that salt on any of your food. Toss it when you're done.
That's a good point,
Toss
Celeste.
it when you're done.
And you might want to wash your sheets like every day or every other day.
Oh, yeah. Toss it when you're done. Shower afterwards or jump in the pool.
Celeste. Okay, well, I don't know about you, but I'm dreaming of a beach somewhere.
Oh, and a windy day there. Thanks for watching, everyone. All right, we'll see you later. See you tomorrow. I didn't know who's next.
All right, welcome on in and happy Wednesday, you guys. Anita is off. Annalisa was nice enough to come fill in with me
Happy
this
to be
morning.
here.
We've
I love
got-
that we're matching. We didn't plan that.
Oh, yeah, look, we do look pretty good, don't we? Like two little robin's eggs sitting in a nest.
Yeah, Robin sayings.
Something like that. All right. Well, we always say we have a jam-packed show, and we really do on this Wednesday. We want to get out to one of our guests. We've had her on the show before, and she has such a wealth of knowledge. Evelyn Farkas with the McCain Institute. Ms. Farkas, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me again.
Well, thanks for coming back. We have so much to talk about when it comes to what's happening in the world. Before we kind of talk about what you guys do at the McCain Institute, I just kind of wanted to get your opinion on, obviously, the president is expected to sign that agreement this Friday, kind of shoring up things with the war in Iran. And we're just kind of seeing some headlines trickling down. Kind of break down what you know so far about how this is looking.
Yeah, I mean, it's still unclear exactly what's in the agreement, Ty. We know that the agreement does stand for 60 days, so 60 days of ceasefire. And the agreement also reportedly includes a lifting of the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz on the Iranian side and then also on the U.S. side. There's a lot of talk about money going to Iran eventually, either at the beginning or later on. That is normal, I would imagine, because we have to find some way to incentivize the Iranians. But the question of sequencing is important, and the question of keeping them involved in the ultimate objective, which is to make sure they don't have a nuclear weapons program, is most important.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, because obviously you mentioned that there was some of that concessions that was in there. I think that was kind of raising a lot of eyebrows with people, because I think a number that was floating around, and again, as you mentioned, that memo hasn't been totally kind of flushed out and made public, but it was around $300 billion.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and that is really disconcerting if they're getting that amount of money without having really nailed down all the details. And also, the reality is this regime is no different than the one that we had in Tehran in the beginning of all of this, before the war, although actually many people who are experts, on the regime itself say it's more hardline. So it's more closely aligned with the security forces. So I think the question of the money, and as I mentioned, the sequencing is really important. We do need to get Iran to stop being, frankly, a threat to the region and to the international security order.
And here in the U.S., I know a lot of people are watching, the closure of the Strait of Hormuz and what this means for gas prices. Obviously, we've all been feeling the impact of that. What could a potential signature on that deal on Friday mean for us in the next few days?
Yeah, I don't know, whether gas prices will go down significantly quickly, but obviously the end of the blockade will mean that we are starting a process where you can get tankers, out, you can get empty tankers in, you basically get the normal flow of oil, and that is important. Gas as well, which goes to other countries, not to the U.S. There's also, fertilizer that's required for our farmers. So I think it's good news. Again, bottom line is, look, it's good we have a ceasefire. It's good we have a framework agreement. The rest is really, I guess the devil. It's the devil is in the details. So we'll have to wait and see.
How do you think markets will react? We kind of saw the markets really react. I guess it was Monday. Sorry, something just fell off the bottom of the desk. I'm trying to glue it back together here on the fly. We saw those markets react kind of on the news of all of this happening. Those crude oil prices already started dropping, the Dow going up. I know you don't have a crystal ball, but if this does come to fruition on Friday and things are signed, we always hear the other indication that those gas prices rise like a rock, drop like a feather. How long do you think all of this could take to flush out?
Yeah, I mean, I think it will take months because, as you said, the experts say that the gas prices, they go down like a feather. It takes a while for the process to get back into place, for the pumps to pump into the ships, and the ships to carry the oil to where it's supposed to go. It may be faster than normal because already some countries were making adjustments, but I don't think people should think, next week they're going to go to the pumps and, they're going to be looking at $2 a tank.
Yeah.
Really fast, just switching gears a little bit. Did you have one other?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Just switching gears a little bit. I know the McCain Institute has the Sedona Forum coming up. Can you just tell us a little bit about that? And I think, speaking of deals and just people working together, I think I really want to touch on that too.
Yeah, no, thank you for asking. Look, we just had our Sedona Forum. It was the first weekend of May. Next year, we'll have it the same time in Sedona, Arizona, obviously. But what's really special about this is that it's our signature annual geopolitical, high-level, heads of state, cabinet members level event with usually about a dozen members of Congress from both sides of the aisle. And the point is to have a bipartisan global discussion about the toughest, thorniest issues of the day and make some agreement, basically come up with some prescriptions, come up with some ideas for the future, and really to foster, as I said again, bipartisanship, this idea that Americans and their allies around the world can still work together to get things done.
What are some of those thorniest, tough issues of the day?
How much time do you have?
Well, I know, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we talked about, technology and democracy and AI, and obviously the need to understand what's positive about AI, and then also some of the dangers. And we talked about certain parts of the world. Of course, we talked about Venezuela and the military operation, and then the ongoing efforts to see democracy ultimately prevail in Venezuela, the Russia-Ukraine war, China, ongoing threats posed by China across the board, military, technological. So we had the head of the Africa Command, the General Anderson there speaking, and we had a lot of, leaders, frankly, global leaders in human rights, leaders leading their countries, their CEOs talking about the challenges they face. But overall, it was a chance to be positive, not to focus on the negative and then just wallow in it, but really to look at what we could do together. Where do we agree and where can we take action as a group? And really, if I could just add one thing, that's what John McCain was about. People who knew him in Arizona and people who understand his legacy know that, yes, he was a card-carrying Republican. He ran to be president of the United States as a Republican. But at the end of the day, he was a global statesman. And he really cared about bridging the differences. Yes, you could fight about policy and how to achieve things, but ultimately what we all wanted was a world that was more safe, free, and just for all people, which is, by the way, the mission of the McCain Institute.
We love it. Well, Ms. Farkas, thank you so much, as always, for always taking the time to talk to us and breaking down these very complex issues for us to kind of digest easier here. We do appreciate it.
Well, thanks so much for the opportunity, guys.
We might have you back on Friday when that thing gets signed and see how things are going. So we appreciate your time.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. In the interim, we are going to take a live press conference underway right now with Attorney General Chris May. She's talking about some recent arrests that have been made, some pretty significant drug busts. So we're going to listen in here shortly.
These drugs off of our streets. On May 21st, Chris Soto Cabrera was sentenced to 7.5 years in prison. He was ordered to pay more than $5,000 in fines and surcharges, and the vehicle he used to smuggle the drugs was forfeited. This case, like the first case, was prosecuted again by Assistant Attorney General Brett George of our Drug and Racketeering Enforcement Section. Now, the third case that I'd like to discuss today involves something especially disturbing, and that is children being placed directly in harm's way in their own home. On August 13th, 2025, detectives with the Department of Public Safety were monitoring a home in Phoenix where Gilbert Borquez and Erica Acosta lived with 3 children, their own 12-year-old and 2 younger children, ages 3 and 4. Detectives watched Borquez leave the house carrying a bag, get into his car, and drive away. Officers conducted a traffic stop and recovered just over a half a pound of cocaine from his car, along with $1,200 in cash and 2 cell phones found on him. Officers then served a search warrant at the home, and Acosta wasn't there when it began, but she arrived when officers were still on the scene. Here is what they found there. The 3 minor children, ages 3, 4, and 12, were alone inside the house. And the house itself was being used as a drug sale location. Marijuana, fentanyl, and cocaine packaging were found throughout the home. So were 7 guns, along with ammunition and weapons and accessories, all of it accessible in a home with small children living there. And I believe we have some of the guns here displayed on the table. Borquez was charged with drug sales offenses, misconduct involving weapons, and money laundering. Both Borquez and Acosta were charged with 3 counts of child abuse for knowingly exposing these children to dangers they never should have had to face inside their own home. Borquez pled guilty to possession of narcotic drugs for sale, child abuse, and misconduct involving weapons. He had 2 prior drug convictions and 1 prior conviction for misconduct involving weapons. Acosta pled guilty to child abuse. On June 11th, Borquez was sentenced to 8 3/4 years in prison and ordered to pay more than $5,000 in fines. Acosta was placed on 2 years of supervised probation. These 3 cases share something in common: dangerous drugs.
All right, so you have been listening right now to Chris Mays, Attorney General, talking about multiple cases and arrests that she has been working in conjunction with local law enforcement about a significant drug bust. So we're going to have more on this on later editions of Fox 10, but our next guest is waiting in the wings. We're going to talk to her next, you guys. We're talking about bed bugs.
Creepy crawly.
I hope you're ready for this. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, you guys. We're going to keep things rolling here. Annalise, you ready for this next segment?
I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited to learn more about it.
I am too. Our next guest is joining us, Laura Rosenwald. She is an entomologist.
Yes.
I've been practicing that word here. Laura, good morning.
Good morning to you all. Thanks for having me on today.
Well, thanks for talking to us. We're talking about something a little creepy crawly on this Wednesday.
Yes, we are talking about bed bugs today. So it is bed bug awareness, like we say right now, just because we're getting into that peak travel season, which unfortunately means peak bed bug season. So
nobody wants to hear that. What are if you are traveling, what are some tips what should we know? Okay, I didn't know if we had B-roll of actual bugs.
Look at them. There they are.
Look at that. That's great.
What should you look for?
Things that you need to watch out for, what I always like to say about bed bugs is that awareness is going to be the prevention strategy here. So bed bugs are unfortunately great hitchhikers, which makes it so important to check those hotel rooms, those rentals before you decide to settle in. So just really making sure that you're doing those inspections around the mattress, around the headboard, or even around the end tables, just to make sure that you don't see anything, any signs of bugs or any past signs of bugs like their shed skins. And then also just making sure that you're keeping your luggage kind of towards the entryway before you settle in to make sure that it's safe handling there.
Smart.
And then once you get home, you also want to make sure to do a good vacuum of your suitcase before you put it away in storage. And if you're able to, go ahead and do it in a separate location, maybe outside, just to make sure that you aren't going to bring anything inside, and put everything that you brought with you into the laundry machine that can go in there and run it on a hot cycle.
Okay, I have so many questions. The first one is let's talk geographically. Is there an area in the country or maybe the world that we might be a little bit more prone to seeing bed bugs, or is it an equal opportunity pest?
Unfortunately, they are an equal opportunity pest. They are cosmopolitan, so that means you can find them everywhere, unfortunately. So you kind of just need to be on the lookout whenever you go anywhere new. Or if you're bringing in secondhand furniture, that's another common one that people get.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just lost my question.
You're probably itching.
I know, I was itching. I was going to ask, though, what is the big... obviously, nobody wants bed bugs or on their body, in their bed, anywhere they're trying to relax. But is there a health concern there, or what does it lead to?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. So bed bugs, even though they can't transmit disease, they're actually considered to be a public health pest. This is because not only do they cause secondary infections, when they bite your skin and then you're itching at those spots, those are going to be open sores or open wounds that might have the ability to get infected by something else after the fact. But we also now have research that shows that they're contributing and can trigger allergy symptoms as well. And then, of course, there's also the mental health symptoms that they cause as well, which also can be just as bad as the physical symptoms.
Yikes. All right, so let's say we are unfortunately come into contact with bed bugs. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, so the best thing to do in that situation is to honestly call a pest management professional. And we actually have a great website, so bedbugsexposed.pestworld.org. If you want to check out some more information on that front, we not only have information about prevention, but also identification tips and things like that. And we also have a zip code locator tool on our website at pestworld.org. So if you think you have bed bugs or are concerned about them, you can look up a pest management professional in your area.
I'm just curious, in your line of work, do you work with bugs every day? Are you around?
I do get paid to work with bugs every day, which is kind of wild to say out loud, but yes.
What an interesting job. Now, you mentioned that, can you get rid of them in laundry? Do you need to put Clorox in there or normal soap, or what if you do unfortunately have them maybe in your clothes from a vacation or something like that? What do you can you just throw them in the wash and you're good to go?
Yeah, so we do recommend, if you are going to throw them in the wash, to do it at least on a hot cycle, just to make sure that you're getting that temperature in addition to the humidity levels from the dryer on that front. But yeah, mostly just throwing them directly into the laundry will do wonders on that front. But unfortunately, you can't do that for everything that you bring with you, right? So again, if you have any questions or concerns about, maybe you think you brought them home or you just don't know, call your local pest management professional.
Are they hard to get rid of once you do have them?
Yes, they are very well known to be very difficult to get rid of, especially with DIY.
Why'd they put the equipment behind us?
I'm itchy.
But yeah, they are really a difficult pest to get rid of, which again is why we always recommend calling a professional.
All right. Thank you. Such good info there. Thank you.
Laura, I am a little itchy now, and I think it's in my head now.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
I'm so sorry. That's a hard morning to start with.
Well, we appreciate your time. Some good information there for sure. All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
of course.
Laura.
Anytime.
All right, we'll put that website up too, so folks can check that out. But have you ever seen bed bugs or like?
No, but I know like. Bleh. What? I'm like all freaked out because they were right behind us. I've like gone to places where I felt like I should check, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've never, knock on wood, have come in contact with it. What about you?
Well, you know what? I never. Oh, thanks a lot. Just what we need. More bed bugs hanging out behind us.
In our hair.
Have you ever had lice? No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, I have. And my roommates called me Annalisa. So
wait.
In
They
college,
called you
in college,
Annalisa?
I wasn't in elementary school. I was in college, and I got it.
I was waiting for it.
So moving on.
Annalisa.
I know.
You shouldn't have told me that. Now I'm going to start calling you that.
And all of YouTube. Okay.
All of YouTube watching too. All right, Annalisa.
What's next?
We're talking about World Cup, should we?
Yes. All right. We're talking World Cup. Everybody's got World Cup fever right now. And we're joined by James Torrez, who, there we go, with KTVU.
I appreciate the flavor of my last name. There is a double R, so.
Torrez.
Torrez. I tried. You're with KTVU, correct?
Yes, we're coming to you from the San Francisco Bay Area. We just hosted a match last night. A lot of fireworks there between Austria and Jordan, and we today are now finishing up what's going to be the first round of this group stage here, where we have seen a tremendous amount of talent, a tremendous amount of goals, and a tremendous amount of upsets. Some teams who really thought they were going to do a lot better are finding ways to have a difficult time against some of these really small nations, and that has been the beauty of the World Cup so far.
I want to ask you this. I mean, we have been lucky enough to have the Super Bowl a couple times here in Arizona. I can only kind of, I guess, estimate that being a host city to the World Cup is kind of on the same level there. Just how exciting was it to have this in your backyard?
Look, we had Super Bowl back in February here. In fact, the Bay Area is the first region ever to host the Super Bowl and World Cup matches all within a 6-month span. Not to mention we had the NBA All-Star Game last NBA season, or I should say the season before what just passed. So that has been just a tremendous amount of activity, busyness, promotion, you name it. But I remember when the Bay Area Host Committee, that's our committee that helps bring some of these events to us, they essentially said, we have 6 matches that are going to happen here in the San Francisco Bay Area. That will be the equivalent to 6 Super Bowls. And it seemed that way. I mean, the transportation agencies are reporting record numbers that are all either on par with Super Bowl weekend or exceeding Super Bowl weekend. You have all of these hotel agencies and travel agencies saying that while they weren't really looking good throughout the fall and the winter, when they were hoping people were starting to get those plans booked. Now that we are in the summer, probably for the month of May, all of those things started really revving up here. So it's been exciting. It's been a lot of fun. The Bay Area is a really wide region, and we've been seeing all these parties and all these demonstrations all over the place here. So it's just been one big party that is nowhere near stopping.
I was going to say, James, I grew up in Los Altos, so that's actually my home market. Yeah, so it's so cool to see all that. What are you, sports aside, just the people that are coming and visiting, what are they doing? What foods are they trying? Like, where are they exploring? I'm just curious.
Oh my gosh, there's been a whole thread on Reddit and Twitter about this one German guy who is going to all these like U.S. chains. He tried Waffle House for the first time and thought about how much he loved that. Let me tell you, we definitely have had some fan takeovers. I'll give you one example. Friday night, there's an arcade, like a bar arcade around San Francisco that is really fun to go to, right? Just to go play games and whatnot. They had a watch party for the Brazil-Morocco game, specifically for Brazil fans. fans. And I remember walking up to it with a group of people, and we see these Brazil jerseys walking out, and I knew the Brazil game had just wrapped up. And we thought, oh, okay, cool, it's clearing out, it's not going to be so packed. We walked in, and you could have convinced me that this was a club out of Sao Paulo. These guys had a Brazilian DJ cranking out music, Brazilian jerseys all over the place. They're all dancing, they're all having a good time, and they didn't even win the match. That was the craziest part. So we're thinking, imagine if they won. Imagine if they absolutely wrecked Morocco in this game. Yeah. What would this place look like? We probably shouldn't be here because we certainly don't belong.
That's amazing. I love that everybody's just leaning in and enjoying it.
And it's so fun, too. I mean, kind of like what we saw during the Olympics. There's some of those, like, offshoot stories, not just the game, but the fans and kind of the little things that that folks coming to America for the first time are experiencing. It's so much fun to see those little stories that are being published.
And cultures celebrating each other, and I love that.
Yeah, you get that a lot from the African nations, and you certainly got that a lot back in 2010 when South Africa hosted the World Cup. They were the first African nation to do so, and a lot of unity there. I think probably my favorite storyline, outside of Team USA and how well they're doing so far, is the Capo Verde goalkeeper who was able to stop a giant like Spain from scoring any goals. Ironically, the most exciting match of the World Cup came to a 0-0 draw, when everyone always talks about how much they want to see goals in this sport. But this guy is 40 years old. He's been with the national team since 2012. He plays like second division somewhere in Portugal. His mom was having visa troubles to get into the World Cup, and now the State Department is trying to pull some strings so they can get her out there. And funny enough, his Instagram following was about, I think, to 20K or 50K, some very small number. The announcers and commentators in the match were like, guys, let's get that number up. Now he has like 2 or 20 million, some enormous skyrocket here, because he just inspired so many people around the world. Not to mention, he is 40 years old. I mean, the way he was moving and stopping some of these balls and these shots, absolutely incredible. I really hope that he keeps that kind of consistency throughout the World Cup, because that was so much fun to watch.
That's amazing. I just, really fast before we go, what should people be watching now? Like, what's in the pipeline? What's coming up? What should we have our eyes on?
About 30 seconds.
Well, we had Lionel Messi last night, who just did an absolute masterclass of how to play the game of soccer. He is now tied with the record for the most World Cup goals ever. There is no doubt he's going to break it. It's just how much is he going to break it? But when he breaks it, will that then be broken by France's striker Kylian Mbappe? That is a race that we will be looking forward to watching.
All right. A lot of fun. James, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, happy World Cup, guys. Enjoy.
Happy World Cup. That's going to do it for us. Bye.
All right, everybody. I feel like the orchestra just went away. The music was playing.
Where did it go?
They're so specific about their smoke breaks.
Oh,
no, wait, they're back.
Oh. There you go.
Okay. We have the coolest theme music around, that's for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, so happy to prove to you that Danielle and I can work together.
Definitely. I mean, why not? Hello.
You do everything.
I mean,
you did a Pilates workout today.
Yep.
You put Millery right on the TV show, and she was incredible.
Yes. She's ready to take my job.
You cover all of the big news stories in the morning, and now here you are hanging out with,
the one and only.
The thing about it is, Danielle, that we're developing this streaming audience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great being on regular TV, either Fox 10 or Channel 45, Fox 10 Extra. But we have thousands of people now who watch us every day streaming.
Yeah, it's great.
And so for those of you who are new to either the show or Danielle, here she is. How long have you actually been with Channel 10?
11 years.
Is that right?
11 years. Isn't that crazy? 2015 I got here.
Okay.
Isn't that nuts?
And where do we hire you from?
From Vegas, my hometown.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
You
So I was
went to
working there.
UNLV.
Yep. Born and raised.
Cheerleader, but did you also do gymnastics there?
I did not do gymnastics there, competitive gymnastics all my life, but once I transferred into college, I went to the cheerleading team there at UNLV.
Nice.
Running Rebels.
Okay. Were those the years that they were pretty good in either football or basketball?
Football, not so much.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we pretty much use those games as practice for our routines.
Okay.
Basketball, they were fantastic, though. It was so fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Many, many great memories from.
Do they still talk about Jerry Tarkanian?
You know, his
it's
statue.
been like 20 years.
They did, yeah. So he was actually still alive. He
really?
died, gosh, what year was I? Was I a sophomore?
He was a coaching legend.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
he'd
the
grab that
towel. Yeah.
chew on it to
Yeah,
stay
it's
calm.
fantastic. But his statue is outside of the Thomas and Mack Center. So, I mean,
that's
everybody,
good.
if you're Las Vegas,
He
UNLV.
deserves it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's incredible. And it's pretty crazy, too, because some of the stuff that he got in trouble for many years ago, if you followed along,
Right.
you're allowed to do now. So he's...
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
He's probably like, what the heck, guys?
I mean, these college quarterbacks are making $4 million a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So then the thought comes to me, Danielle, that if you were to put a statue up for somebody out in front of the Footprint Center, now the Mortgage Matchup Center.
Okay.
What used to be called the America West Arena.
Uh-huh.
Who would be the one statue that should go up there? I love the fact that at UNLV they came up with a Jerry Tarkanian statue. I don't think that would be appropriate here.
Yeah, no. I would say, how about a Ron Hoon statue?
No, I wasn't fishing for that.
No, we'll do that outside of Fox 10. I would say in front of what used to be the Footprint Center, let's say Al McCoy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The all-time great broadcasting
He's
legend.
incredible.
Yeah.
I interviewed him one time, and just what a sweet man.
I could see a Dan Marley.
Yeah?
I could see a Tom Chambers.
Okay.
I could see a Sweet D, number 6, Walter Davis from the early days.
Okay.
But anyway, let's solve that one later. Let's do this now.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, Glenn says, wait, the GOAT. Yeah, Diana Taurasi.
Okay.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You could even make an argument for Brittany Griner.
Yes.
Because she is a household
Very well known. Mm-hmm.
and was beloved during her time here, but she's moved on to greener pastures.
And I think nowadays everybody would love to see a Devin Booker, obviously. But
yeah, you know what? Let's win 1 or 2 NBA championships, and it would be a D-Book. Something.
Yes, please. What about a Steve Nash?
Yeah, I thought of that name too.
Yeah.
Kevin. What about a Kevin Warsh?
There you go. I don't know who that is. But...
it's this guy right here.
Oh, there
He
you
is
go.
The brand new chairman of the Federal Reserve. There's a lot of pressure on him here.
Yes.
They just made a decision about interest rates. This affects everybody, but car loans, mortgage rates. Let's listen in.
At the end of next. Let me turn now to a few words on a key initiative that we're announcing today. I'm appointing a task force in each of 5 areas that are central to the broad conduct of monetary policy. First, Fed communications. Second, the Fed's balance sheet. Third, our use and reliance on existing data sources. Fourth, productivity and jobs in an era of transformation. And last, the Fed's inflation frameworks. These subjects are timely, consequential, and in my view, worthy of a fresh look. My colleagues and I discussed them with energy and purpose over the last couple of days. For each of these independent task forces, I'm enlisting some of the very best minds, both inside and outside the economics profession. They will be supported by subject matter specialists from our superb Fed staff. And they'll have a straightforward charge. Start with first principles. Ask hard questions. Examine current practice. Consider alternatives. And ultimately propose next steps for policymaker consideration. Since last summer, my colleagues discussed possible improvements in the form and function of Fed communications. This new task force will build on that effort, and I expect propose some well-considered changes, including to the SEP I mentioned a few moments ago. The second task force, the one on balance sheet policy, will review the benefits and risks of the current ample reserves regime and the composition of the Fed's balance sheet.
Well, you know, Danielle, no matter who's running the Federal Reserve, going all the way back to a guy named Paul Volcker or Ben Bernanke or Jerome Powell, and now we have Kevin Warsh, there's a lot of economic mumbo jumbo.
There is.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, definitely.
So that wasn't too scintillating, but I will just say, hold on, Dave, I'm just calling it the way I see it, right?
I appreciate the honesty.
But if you found it scintillating, you can go to our other YouTube stream. We run 2 streams at once. And so you can hear everything he has to say. But guess what? Here's the bottom line. They didn't raise interest rates.
Which is good.
They didn't lower interest rates. But
Yeah.
let me just punch this up because this is interesting. I glanced about a minute ago and it was down about 100 points, the Dow. And now it's down 17 points. So maybe they like a little bit of what he's saying. But the reason it dropped, it was up 250 points, Danielle. And the next thing you know, it was down by about 99. Is the interest rate market.
Okay.
That is, the buy, sell, sort of the guys that are in the market every day, every half hour.
Yep.
They took a look at some of what the other people on the Fed besides this guy had to say, and most of them are leaning toward raising interest rates later this year.
Okay.
So that would slow the economy down.
Totally.
And but it might solve inflation. But on the other hand, you can make the argument, well, hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, oil prices have now dropped from about $100 a barrel, which was about 6 weeks ago, to $75.
Yeah, which things are looking promising in that aspect.
Yeah.
With everything going on with Iran, and this is just another aspect to all that good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so 4th of July is coming up.
Yep.
And I don't know if you have any plans, Danielle.
I do.
Do you have some that you would like to reveal to
We
the
go
audience?
to Coronado every 4th of July.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and it's beautiful. But I hear we're not going to be able to get in the water this year, which is about 2 years ago we couldn't as well. They had the
bacterial.
Yes, it's that other area, Mexico. They were saying that a lot of the
the waste product.
The waste product. So I guess within the last 5 years or so, it went from 500,000 people to 2 million people within a couple years. So the infrastructure just can't keep up. So, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be in the pool in Coronado.
You drive all the way to the beach just to get in the pool.
Forget the ocean. Yeah.
Well, 4th of July, AAA says about 1.6 million Arizonans are going to travel 50 miles or more. And so that's going to surpass last year's record by about, I think, 10 to 20,000 people.
What are you guys doing? Do you guys do anything fun?
Believe it or not, I'm taking a few of my grandkids and my son Jordan, and we're going to go camping up in Utah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice and cool.
So, yeah, it'll be up there around Bryce Canyon. Wish me good luck. I haven't been camping in many years, Danielle. I don't know.
My type of camping is chocolate on my pillow. So I don't do very well in the woods.
Okay, so anyway, one of the things just to keep in mind is that if you are going to be doing a cookout, which 70 million Americans say they're going to be doing something like that, is a new study out from Wells Fargo says that if you host a cookout for 10 people, you better be prepared to pony up somewhere between $150 and $200.
That's just for the food.
The beef prices are going up.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, maybe you do hot dogs.
Yeah.
Instead of beef.
BYO beef. Bring your own beef to the party. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I feel like everything though is so much more expensive. Yes, beef prices, but I mean, drinks, and now they're talking about the bags of chips. They don't come with as much as they used to. It's filled with air.
Yeah.
They're more expensive.
Guess what? These potato chip people that set their prices.
Yeah.
Sometime later in the pandemic, they changed their prices, and like a bag, I won't even name like which name, but like a very prominent name in the potato world.
Okay.
I feel like their prices went up by like 80%.
Yeah.
And so I have transitioned to the store brand.
Okay.
Guess
and
what?
they're better.
I like it better.
There you go.
And instead of paying like $5.50 for a 13-ounce bag, I'm paying $2 something.
I love that.
So you know what? You make your own decisions. But if you raise the prices too much, we, the American shoppers, are just going to move on.
I think you need maybe, what could we call it? Hunting down good prices with Hoon. You always have the best. Everywhere he goes, he has the best deals, discounts,
Good, thank you.
how much the drive-thrus are costing, extra sauce and ketchup. Do not charge Ron Hoon extra for his ketchup.
Let me just say,
you will hear about it.
Oh, we got a break coming up here. We got a great guest. Can't wait for you to join us for that. But the steak, egg, and cheese bagel at McDonald's is for real.
Okay.
But I can get them here in the Valley for about $6.
Okay.
I was at an outside of the Valley location. I don't want to throw them under the bus. I won't say which town. It was $9 and something. I'm like, that's 50% more.
That's crazy. They're just like the airport. I went to the airport and a Starbucks. The drink that I typically get, which is like $5, $10.
That is
Double.
a premium. Okay, so we have a mystery cam. We want you guys to give us your guess. Look, he was running now. He's just going to walk.
Okay.
Very
Look at all
lonely
those birds.
stretch of beach right now. And Julie Cruz. She's a prominent author and an expert that we can't wait to talk to. She's coming up right after the break, plus what Danielle did today at Pilates.
Yes.
All right, everybody, we welcome you back. And Danielle, I'm just looking for guesses. I do see a North Carolina that just came in from Low Philosophy, but she did preface it with HMMMM.
Yeah, so,
Still thinking about it.
Yep.
How about Brandon? Brandon, I don't know if Brandon ever misses a day with the mystery cam guessing. He's saying Rhode Island.
Okay. Does he get it right?
He gets it right a lot.
Okay.
So are you
maybe we should go
Rhode
with
Island then?
Then we have a New Jersey just popped up. We have a
there's
Cali.
Linda out there in the Gila Valley.
I don't know. I'm kind of going with Lil Philosophy. I'm on the side
Are
too.
you?
Maybe
Okay.
North Carolina, South Carolina.
Okay.
I don't know.
Which one?
You know, just for good measure, I'm just going to say South Carolina, just to mix her up a bit.
I will go with Lil.
Okay.
And say North Carolina. We got the Carolinas surrounded, Danielle.
All right.
So
do I
what
open
you
this
think?
now?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, who said it? Miguel.
Okay.
Rhode Island, Middletown, Rhode Island.
Go ahead, show everybody.
Yes.
Right here. By the way, Kelly, our Kelly Laws is in today for Dino Fazzini. And so Kelly does it. He prefers doing the old-fashioned longhand. And so Dino is, types it out on some word
There you
processor
go.
somewhere. But
Can I have a vowel, please?
anyway, that's so
There you
great.
go. Good
Kelly,
job.
thank you. And that is what life is. You don't really think about the beaches of Rhode Island.
No,
but it can be kind of pretty.
The birds are enjoying it.
Okay, let's bring on Julie Cruz. She is an advocate, she's an educator, and she is the author of The Burn List, which is a book I think that we could all be paying a lot of attention to. Let me bring her up here on our Zoom. Hello, Julie.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. What prompted your decision to go ahead and write this book, The Burn List, and what's the message you hope to get out?
Well, I actually when I started writing, didn't intend to write a book. I was just processing and unpacking. And in the process of it, I realized that the lion's share of my life story was concentrated on the abuse that I endured in higher education, specifically at the hands of professors who abused me sexually, physically, intellectually, exploited me, exploited my labor, were doing this to my female peers and colleagues. And it just became a matter of public concern, the level of retaliation, the level of cover-up. I just really strongly felt that the public needed to know what was happening in higher ed after 20 years of enduring it.
And Julie, was this something, as you mentioned, as a student, that started as a freshman? Did it last your entire college career? When did this all start?
It really did start my freshman year in college. And it was very minor at first. And then as I progressed and chose a major and wound up selecting the program that I wanted to be in, and I knew that I would be there for 4 years, things really started escalating the deeper I got into higher ed. So the more entrenched I was in a program or a field, the deeper the abuse became.
Well, all right, let's put some warnings out there. How did it escalate? Like you said, it started off very, in more of a minor way, but maybe you could kind of walk us through the process so that people who maybe have a son or a daughter, going through their educational process right now, kind of walk us through at what point for you it got really concerning and what everybody should be on the lookout for.
I think for me, it became really clear. So in hindsight, right, this is part of why I wrote the book, again, to answer your first question, which I accidentally skipped, the impact of all this, right? So in hindsight, I looked back and I saw that, okay, I was a first generation college student. I came from an at-risk upbringing. I was very vocal about the things that I had been trying to escape from my home life. Professors and peers knew that I didn't have that network of support, that community of support. And so once one professor kind of put a target on my back, right, the other professors started to sniff that out and go, oh, okay, it's kind of like the show Survivor, right? Oh, there's bad blood there. I can exploit her, right? So it turned into that where if one professor is acting out, something called academic mobbing happens, and the rest of them can pile on. And then they also, not only can they pile on, but they can also then really exploit power to retaliate against you in ways that are so like inside loopholes and that kind of thing. So it really did escalate too, because once you're in a field, you're really part of a subfield at that point. And so the professors in one department are usually colleagues with professors at another institution. So that retaliation can follow you, right? And so that's part of why it becomes so dangerous to speak out, and why a lot of people and mandatory reporters and bystanders don't speak out. Because there is that level of cover-up and kind of coercion going on in higher ed.
And what happened with your experience, Julie? Did you reach out for help? Did you kind of sound the alarm bells, and then did nothing happen, or what happened from there?
Since it started, since I was so young, I tried various ways of sounding the alarm, ranging from like the most kind of nuanced, kind of, hey, so-and-so, I tried a trusted professor, hey, this is happening to me. Can somebody help me? And usually I wasn't really given any advice or any kind of guidance as to where to go or how to handle it. And I'd do digging on my own. And so then I escalated and went to the ombuds, who were, a confidential resource that does not have any disciplinary action power. And then from their other faculty, I started trying, hey, somebody help me here, somebody help me there. And usually it was a lost cause, or it made things worse. And then, I had peers that were wanting to get me involved in HR cases because, again, we were all being sexually harassed or targeted on the basis of our gender. And I saw what happened, right? I saw the retaliation. I saw the complainant get put on academic probation. And I saw the accused get promoted to interim director of the department multiple times. This was a pattern multiple times. So by the time that I decided to raise my own complaint, excuse me, I'm echoing. I decided to raise my own complaint. It was really because I was working in higher ed and my students had come to me with their own complaints. And I was like, hey, I'm not going to let this happen to you. I'm going to do the right thing. And once again, I went up the chain of command before things again spiraled out of control with retaliation. And then, of course, went to HR, not once, not twice, but repeatedly, because once I had gone to HR and there was a finding of merit in my favor, I experienced additional retaliation, sort of continuous retaliation for just 8 years straight. And then I left. And then I left higher ed and realized this was, a horse I was done eating.
Wow.
I got out, and I opened my mouth, and here I am telling the world what's really going on in higher education.
Thank you for being willing to share your story. I think for all of us, it's eye-opening, and at the same time, parents of kids who are in college now or are going to be heading there, everybody who I think is listening is going to have their antenna up, and hopefully by you stepping forward, it's really making a difference.
And I hope so.
And Julie, where can we find your book?
It's multiple places. You can buy it everywhere books are sold. The Burn List is available on Amazon. I always love when people go to Amazon because then they can leave a review, which really helps me.
Nice.
But also, you can go to academicabuse.com and check out the resources there, and visit my website, juliecruz.com. There's podcasts, there's resources, tons. Also the book.
Okay. Thank you so much for spending
Julie.
some time with us and sharing your story, Julie. But one more time, that book is called The Burn List. Okay, Danielle, before we get out of here, which, by the way, I see Ty waiting in the wings
There
right
he
now with
is.
Annalisa.
There they are, yeah.
How about your report today on Pilates?
It was so fun. So if anybody, East Valley people would know the old potato barn over on Williams Field.
Yeah.
So if you remember, the building was just completely run down.
An old tin shed.
Yeah, it never was restored. And then so finally a contractor restored it a couple years ago. Okay. And there's a couple businesses in there. And so one of the businesses is a new Pilates studio, which is so cool because it's just, the history of the building, a really cool space. It's called the Wave Pilates, and they really want to focus on the waves of life. Sometimes it's a good wave, a bad wave. You gotta go through it all.
Let's go.
Ride the waves.
Yeah, good morning. I've been trying it since I last saw you guys, and I have to say, I am out of breath. Mel is the owner here at Wave Pilates. This is the old Potato Barn building for folks out here in the East Valley that know. Really cool new spot. Brenna is over here, the coach. And can we just talk about Brenna really quick? She is 6 months postpartum. Yeah. Mel, she had a baby 6 months ago, and Pilates must be working.
I think this is one of the best things you can do after pregnancy. It's so rehabilitative, and really for any body.
It is.
Pilates is really rehabilitative and amazing.
It's amazing. I'm going to hop back on here. Mel, talk about this class going on. There's several reformers. You guys have classes all day. People can come in, stop in and take a class.
Exactly. We've got classes that start as early as 5 a.m. some days, and we've got classes that go until 8 p.m. We've got a variety of classes. The majority are the one that you're doing right here, which is reformer.
Okay.
And then we also have restorative reformer.
We got to lay down here. Sorry, guys. Am I doing this right?
We're going to add a red to your blue, and then you'll be ready to go. Right. There you go.
There we go. Stand by, guys.
Then you can bring your feet to the foot bar.
Okay, feet to the foot
Put
bar.
your hand in the short loops.
Short loops.
Arms are going to go up. Good. Up. There you go. Beautiful.
Got to follow along here. Oh, there we go, Mel.
Pressing our arms
Okay,
down.
so what is this working, Mel?
So right now you're working abdominals and upper body at the same time. So exhale, lower down. And then you're going to stop with your hands just right over the shoulders when you go up to stay in the work. So really think about pulling in through your belly. Beautiful, Danielle.
There we go.
Looks so good.
Pilates.
And then what I love is that there's layers. So if you want more here, as you take your arms lower, lift up. Yep, neck and shoulders. And then you can also extend legs at the top.
There's those abs.
Use your breath. Exhale, reach your legs long.
Oh, long. There we go.
And then pull it in.
Okay.
Nice.
There we go. I'm nothing compared to Brenna over here. I'm 6 years postpartum.
I don't know, Danielle. I would be sore for a week and a half.
Yeah, I was shaking. And I work out very regularly, but this is just such a different, that your little tiny muscles that you have no idea you have
so great
are talking to you.
Okay, hey, coming up next, Ty returns with Annalisa. That's coming up after a quick 2-minute break.
Good job, guys.
All right, welcome on back, you guys. A special edition of Fox 10 Talks at noon, and Annalisa is back with us.
Hello, so
Back for
excited to
more
be back. I know, I
embarrassment,
had
right?
so much fun.
Well, we learned a lot about you at 11 o'clock.
Well, yeah, we don't need to repeat it. I divulged too much.
Yeah, you divulged too much. But I have to tell you that our director did change your name because this is our little stream deck, and you probably can't see it, but he changed it to Annalisa.
Oh, great. Now, I know. I just started here, too. Now everybody's going to know me as Annalisa.
We love it. Oh, hold on. We're going to zoom in. Oh, we're going to zoom in. Hold on. There we go. Can you take it? Hold on. Oh, hold on. It's coming. It's coming. Just wait for it. He's got it.
There we go. Oh.
Annalisa.
Hopefully it's out of love. We're all laughing together.
We are all laughing together. That is very true.
How funny.
All right, you guys. Well, it has been hot. Yesterday we hit 112 degrees officially at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. We do need to talk to Crystal about that because we made a bet yesterday because she put 111 on her forecast, and I was like, you know what? It feels hotter than that. I'm gonna guess 112, and we hit 112. Oh, is she here? I hear her laughing. Oh, she's already here. So I'm on to you, Crystal. So
Ty's like, I am a weather expert as well.
But we're talking about this because obviously we all have phones. We all have laptops. And in the heat, these things obviously don't function as well, do they?
So Susan joins us with Cox, Phoenix Vice President. What do we need to know about our electronics in this heat?
Well, sure. So Arizona heat is tough on people. We all know that. But it's also tough on our technology, too. So think about your phones, your laptops, your modems, all of that. And so, it's just something to keep in mind that as our temperatures climb above 110 degrees, a lot of that technology, especially the stuff we use outside of our homes, is not built for and designed for those temperatures. So the good news is there's some great tips to help us keep our technology safe during these high temperatures.
Let's jump into some of those tips because obviously, you go out to the pool for a couple minutes and you come back and look at your phone and it says that dreaded thermometer on there that says you've overheated
too hot,
it.
yeah.
So what can we do to make sure that because obviously, can it actually damage some of our electronics?
It sure can, especially with the lithium-ion batteries that power most of our technology. So when those get really hot, you can reduce the lifespan of the battery. You can reduce the efficiency and the performance, and you could have some other disasters as well. But here's the good news. So logic, right? Don't leave your devices sitting in direct sunlight. If you can put them in a shady spot under the patio, that helps. If you're using your technology outside, using it early in the morning or in the evenings, not in the middle of the day when the sun's beating down on it. All of those things are important. The other thing in Arizona we have to be careful about is dust, right? Dust can interfere with the performance of your device and cause it to overheat faster as well. So if you have an outdoor television or you have your computer outside and we have a dusty environment, you get a big dust storm blows through, whatever it is, that dust can also reduce the efficiency and cause your device to get hotter faster. And look, these devices were mostly designed, most of our technology, for 95 degrees or less.
Wow.
Right?
And that's not happening here in Arizona.
Not happening.
That sounds great right now.
Let's talk about some of the ways. You mentioned keeping them safe, but the other thing that I forgot about the first year I lived here, I left my laptop in my car. And in the parked car where it gets like 130 degrees, and that thing was fried for days. I still think it's a little glitchy, but that's another thing that folks need to remember. Make sure everything's out of that car, too.
Take your devices inside. And, for those of you who've had the experience of having that battery expand and burst inside your laptop,
right?
You know what that is. And it can be very expensive and disruptive. We need our technology. We've got to stay connected. We've got to work. We've got to do all the things. And so we can't afford to be without our technology.
Yeah, for sure.
So those are some tips to avoid this, but this is my first Arizona summer. If it does happen and, let's say, do leave my laptop out or my AirPods, what's the first thing I should do? Should I just assume it's toast?
I'd check your insurance policy. If you have one on your device, that's what I would do.
Good. True.
Job one, right?
She's like, you're screwed. Susan, the other thing I was going to ask you about is geographically in your house, you should be a little bit more cognizant of where you have things plugged in, because I didn't even realize that, and that's one of your tips here.
Sure. We're kind of talking about outdoor use of technology, but inside the home as well.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this in the past, and sometimes we forget, but having your devices not cramped into a cabinet where there's no air circulation. And then,
I was telling her I have my modem
in a closet that's closed with no ventilation,
airflow.
it's probably not going to last much longer.
Yeah, if you can have it in a space where there's airflow, also preventing dust, keeping your devices dusted also helps for your indoor care as well. And then here's something to think about, and I was a victim of this myself. You go away on vacation for a week and you set your air conditioning to 85 degrees in your house because you're not going to be there. You don't want it at 76 degrees. So you turn up the AC to 85, but that causes the devices to get warm in the house as well. And if they're in an enclosed cabinet without circulation, you come home, you turn on your TV or DVR or whatever it is that you're operating and it isn't working. You can overheat a device just by having the household temperature above what you normally operate it at.
And you're trying to save money there, and then it's costing you. Yeah.
You have to buy a new TV.
I know.
I was pricing them out.
Just kidding.
They've come down in price, but they're still, you're dropping a grand or so on a new TV.
Well, the good news is it's usually not fatal. You can usually reboot, restart, unplug, let the device cool off, open the cabinet, do what you need to do to get it cooled off, and then it should reset itself. Yeah.
Is that a good thing to do, too, if you are going to go out of town, like unplug your TV?
Yes, that is absolutely the right tip. Make sure you unplug devices, and then they're not struggling to operate in the heat and letting you down when you get home.
Okay. You have some great tips, too, about some action items as far as if you do get that phone, you get that dreaded thermometer on there. Can you throw it in the freezer, throw it in a cooler? Is there ways to get it to work again without...
Like rice when it hits water.
Yes. I think just getting it cooled off is number one. And anybody who's had that message on their phone after it's sat in the heat, if you get it in a shady spot, get it in a cooler environment, typically they'll be okay and they'll reset and you're going to be fine. It may long-term affect the battery in your device, so you don't want to have this happening repeatedly. But typically things like that can rectify themselves just by cooling the device off. I'm not sure I'd put it in the freezer, though.
I did do that once. And then I forgot it was in the freezer, so it went from blazing hot. That's probably why I go through phones all the time. Duh. These are great tips. Is there kind of a website or something that you have where folks can kind of look and peruse and find other great tips? Because these are great things, especially in the Arizona, especially for you.
I know. I'm learning a lot.
Yes.
I'm learning a lot.
Well, we are a provider of services, so if you go to the Cox.com site, we always have all kinds of resources available. But honestly, a lot of these tips are out there. It's just that people that don't live in Arizona don't think about these things as much as we do. It's real for us for 5 or 6 months of the year. So just being aware and putting these good hygiene practices in place and thinking about your poor technology and taking good care of it.
I am a Cox customer, so I might be calling you, Susan, to see if I can get a new router box.
Get it out of the closet.
You got it. Susan, thank you so much.
Thank
Some
you.
great tips.
Keep
our technology safe in the
Yes, good things to think about.
Right.
I'm thinking about my car, too.
I know, right? Those cars get so hot. I was telling Celeste over the weekend, I parked it outside of my parents' house, and I forgot that I had a 12-pack of Coke Zero in the back. And then I turned the corner, and I heard explosions. Quickly realized that I left them in the
There's
back of the car.
Coke Zero.
That Coke Zero is now all over the back of my car. So that's nice, too. All right, let's take a look outside, you guys. And we're starting to see those clouds popping up to the north of us. We love to see it. This is kind of that monsoonal pattern that we sometimes see, some of those thunderstorms popping up in some of those higher elevations. So to give us a little bit more insight into all of this is Crystal, who was incorrect with her forecast.
Okay.
But she is still our weather expert.
I just want to throw it out there that what actually happened, people that were watching know, is that I said, wow, it's already 106 at noon. Maybe we'll go 112. And then Ty said, yeah, I think I'll go with the 112. So did he really forecast the 112? Or did he just decide to go for a number?
And you were the one who said 113, and you were like, no.
Yeah. And then I think she said today that her car said 114. I was like, Anita, we talked about this. The car thermometer doesn't count.
Yeah. I feel like it's always off.
Well, it's
the cars are always
the cars are emanating heat.
Yeah.
A, B, they're right up against like asphalt, so they run a little hot. But
Is that your biggest pet peeve as a meteorologist?
Well, people will send me pictures if it's a particularly hot day and be like, well, actually hit 122 where I was, and it's a picture of their car, and I'm like, well, it didn't. But
Give me the airport or not, like rainfall.
Yeah, we live and die by those official readings. So, but listen, 112, 110, it's been hot. Yeah, the good news is that although hot this time of year, we are seeing that monsoonal flow, like you said, that's been allowing for us to at least get some storms out of it, mostly in the high country. So that's the camera that I have to start us off with, is the picture from Flagstaff.
Pretty.
Which, have you been up to Flagstaff yet?
I've driven through before I moved here.
Oh, okay.
So no.
You and your boyfriend
Yeah.
have to do a weekend trip because it's such a cute town. It's so wonderful, and it's like the best reprieve from the heat. All summer. Fall's my favorite.
Yeah.
Because the hiking, oh my gosh, we could
You
chat.
know what? It's so cute any time of year.
Yeah, it's
Even
such a
in the
great spot.
summer, it's great, right?
So, and also much more frequently you see monsoon action up in the high country because you get the elevation lift. So that's what we're seeing right now is some of those clouds starting to puff up over the mountaintops, and then you can see the wind gusts are going to be picking up as well. So the camera, you can see the flag flapping around a little bit. Southwest wind 18 miles per hour. Gusts are closer to 30 miles per hour. The winner right now on the board, Safford and Kingman, both have gusts to nearly 40 miles per hour. And we're just starting to see some breeziness in the valley. We will be right around 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts throughout the afternoon. So the winds will be up. It has been quite a windy, like spring into what is now our early summer season. And that's going to continue because we still have this kind of what we call like an unsettled weather pattern. That changes over the weekend. It'll become a more quiet flow. But for now, the unsettled pattern is allowing for almost an exact repeat of yesterday, which is storms starting to pop up over our high elevation. So there's the look along some of the White Mountains around like Snowflake to St. John's, are actually running down the mountainside, that we see these little showers popping up. I don't even see any lightning right now on the radar, so this isn't anything super impactful, but some wet weather. Storm that's rolling off the San Francisco peaks near like Loop outside of Flagstaff, and then we've got a little shower that's popping around like the Mayor Camp Verde area. Again, no lightning right now, but over the last few days there have been some occasional flash flood alerts because of some of the rain that's been consistent in areas. So just another heads up today, then the high country, there will be the possibility of that. For the valley, this is actually interesting. So our dew point temperature, I was expecting to start to slide down a bit. It has not done so yet. We're still at 55, so we're still fairly muggy out there. And as a result, I actually think there's a low chance that we could see a shower kind of at least in the vicinity of the valley, maybe the outskirts of the valley, skirting the north edge of the valley this afternoon. So the future cast, I looked at 3 different models right now, and 2 of the 3 did actually have a passing shower storm in the valley this afternoon. So there's at least a chance. Like we'll say again, like 10 outer edge of the valley, 20% chance for a shower or storm. This is the look at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Generally same area as currently, except that this model does show a couple storms firing up near Tucson. Sometimes when that happens, an outflow will kick up a little dust into Pinell County. So just like fair warning that will be a possibility as well. But there we go. That's 5. Notice the model trying to close in on the valley, and then it does kind of briefly pass the east edge of the valley. So it's not a great chance, but it's not impossible. Everything should start to quiet down after like 8, 9 o'clock tonight. Temperature wise, no surprise. We are hot. 109 is the forecast high. If we get a shower storm, that'll cut off the heating for the rest of the day. So not quite that 112 of yesterday, but still very toasty temperatures expected. And then the look at the 10-day forecast for us, the numbers are going to go down, but just slowly. 108 Thursday, 107 Friday. And then the best weather of the 10 days actually over the weekend for Dad. 105 Saturday and Sunday. Father's Day highs at 105. Morning starts in like upper 70s to near 80, which actually is quite an improvement from this morning when we were in the low 90s. So the morning shouldn't be too bad, but it'll be warming real quick. Trying to do a tea time. Early.
Sunrise tea time.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. All right, welcome back. Oops, that's just me. Got to get
Hello.
Annalisa in here as well. All right, you guys, real quick, we are going to go out to Paris, France, where President Donald Trump has just landed. Speaking outside of Air Force One, we're going to dip in and listen. Oh no, he's just walking away.
We just missed it.
What timing, you guys? We were waiting this entire break to listen to what he had to say, and here we go, take it live, and he's walking into the car. But he was at the G7 summit over the past couple of days, and then he took a short flight from Evian, France to Paris, France, where he is expected to be at a dinner a little bit later on this evening with the French President Emmanuel Macron at the Versailles Palace. So we'll be watching for that on later editions of Fox 10. Real quick, before we get to our next guest, let's talk about this because some changes happening on Wall Street. Let me find my notes here because I wrote this all down. ENG22 is where we're going. There we go. Stock market definitely reacting. We were seeing the stock market just surging yesterday and then again today into record territory. But now we're starting to see the Dow heading down into negative territory. And this all comes after Kevin Warsh, the chair Fed, basically saying that the Reserve is going to keep, the Federal Reserve, I should say, is going to keep rates where they're at. And so the market obviously reacting on news of this on this Wednesday. So we're going to stay on top of that as well throughout the rest of the afternoon.
Well, but speaking of money,
yeah, you wouldn't have to...
and big winnings, you wouldn't have to worry about the stocks if you hit the jackpot on the Arizona lottery. We have Alec Thompson joining us. 45 years of the Arizona Lottery.
45 years of the Arizona
Celebrating
Lottery,
a major milestone.
Yeah,
First of all, congrats.
Thank you.
You don't look a day over. Let's talk about this, though, because, I mean, the lottery is something... I love playing the lottery, and I think I like playing the lottery because it's like you get to dream about what would happen if I hit that jackpot. But you have such a fun job because you actually get to see these winners and talk to them about their experiences. How much fun is your job?
Oh my God, it's so fun. You know, because not only are we, creating these exciting products to sell to our players, delivering those exciting wins, of course, life-changing wins, but we're also creating a positive impact for the state of Arizona, right? So with every ticket sold, we're investing that back. A part of that goes back into Arizona communities, and so my job is fantastic. I love it. Yeah.
Let's talk about what you guys have coming up for the your 45th anniversary with the pick, right?
That's right. Yeah. So we just did our biggest upgrade to our draw game portfolio in the 45-year history. The pick is the Arizona Lottery's first draw game. This started back in 1984, and we're increasing the price for the first time, but we're adding a lot more value. And with that comes better odds. It comes built-in multiplier with that game. And so, we wanted to celebrate this big moment with a $4.5 million infusion into that jackpot. So players might have seen it jump up to $8.9 million for today's draw. So get out and get that ticket, because you want to get in on that fun, and that $4.5 million will stay part of that jackpot into that next roll if no one wins today.
So you're adding. Oh, sorry.
Oh, so I was just gonna say, better odds. Is it right that now the odds are 1 in 30?
Yeah, that's right. So those are better odds from the previous game. So we realized that increasing that price, that just to be clear, that 1 in 30 is for any prize, right? So not necessarily that jackpot prize. But you still have those low tier prizes, right? And those low tier prizes range from anywhere from $2 to $5,000, et cetera, dollars. So.
Let's talk. So you added the 4.5 on top of what was already there.
Yeah.
So you said right now it's sitting at what?
We're sitting at 8.9 for the drawing tonight. 8.9. So if you want to get in on that drawing, get your ticket by 7 p.m. Before 7 p.m.
What would you do with 8.9?
Oh my gosh, I'd have to give some to my parents. Okay. They did all this for me. You know what I mean? You're like, sure. I'd have to give some to my parents and buy a house. So much.
Yeah.
So much.
It's fun.
It's always that office conversation, right? You know, that thing, it takes that moment to dream, but it's bigger than that. It's about impact. It's about winning, right?
Yeah.
Now, where's the best place to buy? Where's the winningest location?
Tell us where the winning ticket is. Just kidding.
You guys always ask me this question. I think we have a network of 3,600 retailers across the state.
Wow.
And they're, stop by on your drive home to what's most convenient to you. I think, why don't we think about it as you can make this place lucky, right? So
there you go.
Pick your favorite retailer, pop in and make them lucky. Help make them.
So you've rehearsed that answer.
You know what? Actually, that's the first time I've said that. Thank you for giving me a new talking point. Yeah.
What is, for somebody that, I always think about this too, if you do win, like, I mean, my first call is, to my loved ones or something, but what do you do? And like, should you hire an attorney right away? What should you do?
I think you should probably consult with, a variety of people if you hit that big jackpot. We don't personally give advice at the lottery about how to navigate that kind of situation, but I'll tell you that we do see players come in directly. We've had attorneys come in on behalf of a player to win the prize. So that range kind of depends on how big that prize is.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I know you're not allowed to talk about winners, but can you just give us kind of what is their reaction when they come in and you hand them over that money? How does it even work? Do you wire it to them? Like, if it's a massive prize, do you wire it to their bank, or how does the inside baseball work?
Yeah, so it might be a
treasure
check.
chest.
Yeah, we're opening up the safe. Here you go. No, we do have a very secure process for that. Of course, we are, validating the ticket, and then we're either issuing a check or doing a wire transfer in some cases if the prize amount justifies that. But I've seen so many incredible stories. One of my favorites was someone who won actually when we were out at Country Thunder, and he found out there on the spot that he had won. I think it was $100,000.
Wow.
So that's still a life-changing amount, right? And he proceeds to tell us, I'm planning on paying off my student loans. I have always dreamed of opening a business, and this is my startup capital, and I'm ready to go. And so hearing things like that's just one story.
You're gonna make her cry.
I was like, why are you laughing? That's just people who are so deserving.
Absolutely.
And so it's so cool to hear that.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's really incredible.
I love that. Okay, so we have until 7 o'clock tonight to get our tickets for the pick. Now, again, the pick is just Arizona. It's not any other states are involved in this. It's just Arizona.
Yeah. So, that's our kind of landmark lotto game here in Arizona, in state. But, we still have Powerball. We still have Mega Millions. Those are growing fast. Those jackpots are growing fast. And also, we're really excited to announce an addition to Powerball. So for an additional $1, you can play double play. So this is an additional opportunity to win with the same numbers, secondary drawing after the initial draw, and that would be a $10 million prize.
Wow.
We're also adding a midday draw to our Pick 3 game, and we're launching Pick 4 for the first time. So this is kind of a specialized game. Encourage everyone to get out and learn about it. It's a fun, we call it a numbers game. Lower jackpots, but still a great way to play and win with low risk, right? So really exciting stuff. Midday draw happens at 12:05 every day, so you'd want to get your ticket in, before noon.
Gotcha.
And then the evening draw happens at 7:05.
Now, where do you do the draw? Do you do it at your headquarters downtown?
Yep. Actually, our headquarters is on the Tempe-Phoenix border.
Okay,
but
nice.
people are always welcome to come by and check out the lottery headquarters.
You can come down. It's like
we have a lobby. You can get your tickets. We have people come hang out once in a while and scratch in the lobby.
Cool.
And
But
those draws happen
from that location.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. And who gets to actually do that? Do you ask for volunteers? Because Annalise and I would love to pull numbers.
I would love that.
I wish
Make
I
someone's
could give
dream come true.
I wish I could give you the, maybe if we did a special draw, but we'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it, yeah. But it is a very secure process. There is a lot of security procedures, of course. We take the integrity of the game very seriously.
Yeah.
But sometimes we like to have a little fun with it. So.
Yeah, well, if you need a guest number pickers,
that's on first on the list. Yeah.
I know.
I love that.
I'm just curious, really fast. Did you play the lottery growing up? Were you always really fascinated?
My parents were kind of a casual lottery players.
Yeah.
I got to learn about the lottery and the impact of lottery, just working in public service. So I have become a huge fan of lottery. I've grown to appreciate lottery in a completely different way. I play every time I go out of state. I'm not allowed to play in the state of Arizona.
Sure.
But, I'll be in Chicago next week, and guess what I'm going to be doing? Buying some lottery tickets.
Awesome.
Yes.
I love that.
Alec, thank you so much for coming, and that was fun. Fun interview.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, and again, we're not joking. If you want to guess,
Call us.
call us.
Yeah,
you got my number, Alec.
Sounds good.
Call me.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and happy 45 years.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right, you guys. Well, of course, we are talking about Chase Food. Field Food? Chase
Field.
Chase.
There we go.
I was like, who's Chase?
I feel like,
what is he making?
because they have. Wait, I was there live this morning. They have a lot going on for Father's Day, so this could be the perfect time to go to Chase Field.
Take a look.
I'm here with the executive chef of Chase Field, Steve Tilder. We got some good stuff in front of us today. Obviously, lots of versus dogs that you guys cycle out throughout the season, and then the Father's Day stuff. That's an exciting day.
It's crazy good. So for Father's Day, a couple of items. So we're calling this the Nashville Hot Chicken and Waffle Stack. It's a big Belgian waffle. It's handmade. It's a boneless chicken thigh. Has the Nashville seasoning on it. So you get 3 thighs fried. Has a little bit of sausage country gravy, and then we have some maple syrup and a fried egg. It's delicious. It's a great sharing item. Then we have a steakhouse tri-tip sandwich. So it's a ciabatta, creamy horseradish, nice medium rare tri-tip, some caramelized onions, a little bit of arugula, house-made barbecue kettle chips, and then this is our souvenir cup for Father's Day, so that'll come with a souvenir soda as well.
I love it. Now, when you're putting together an idea for Father's Day, what's the main goal? You know, what is it that you think dads are really looking for a Father's Day meal?
I mean, Father's Day, you know, barbecue-y sometimes, you know, new American comfort food. I'm looking for something that is recognizable but over the top, and just something really special for Dad for his day.
There we go. I love it. And then we mentioned the versus dogs as well. So every time they face a new team, there is going to be a hot dog in the stadium that represents where that team is coming from. So we have a few here that are going to be cycling through the stadium throughout the month of June.
Yep, so that's the elote dog for the Angels. So it's basically, it's street corn on a foot-long hot dog.
Oh,
so it has cotija cheese and the chipotle mayonnaise and a little tahini.
There we go.
So this would come up next. That's Minnesota, so that's the throwback dog. So that is tater tots, cheese sauce, bacon, green onions, and a little bit of white onion. And then for San Francisco, we call that the Mission Dog. That's a bacon-wrapped hot dog, and it has charred bell peppers and onions, so that'd be like your traditional street cart dog.
When you're maybe hosting, getting people together, do you like to really get elaborate when you're making a meal for people, or are you like, I do enough of that at Chase Fit, you keep it?
I go big. I go big always. That's all I've ever done my whole life. I love to do it. So yeah, I can't do anything unless it's over the top. It has to be. That's my nature.
I love it, and that's why all of the food items at Chase Field are always so good. So yeah, the versus dogs that you can get throughout this month of June, and then of course the Father's Day options. They look so good. Look at this breakfast-looking item, and then the sandwich over there as well. You really can't beat it.
Okay, now that's made us all hungry.
I know, delicious.
But you were out at the Chase Field this morning.
I was. They do have a lot of cool, in addition to the food, a lot of cool things happening for Father's Day. On Saturday, the first 20,000 guests can get a soccer jersey by one of the players. Or on Father's Day, the first 15,000 guests can get a special polo, which is
it
really
was
cool.
pretty cool.
And I like the mug.
The number on it was really neat.
Yeah, they had
1998.
Yes, 1998 for when the Diamondbacks started, and then in it was highlighted 48 because it's the 48th
Yeah, like
state.
the part of the 9.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And they also have an opportunity where you and your dad can go and throw and play catch on the field. There's a few tickets left, so
that's fun.
it might have sold out by the time, since this morning. But go online and check because it looks cool. Yeah.
All right, before we leave you, Crystal